Hey y'all, welcome back to another thought from the toilet. Probably got another 30-minute video for y'all again today. Sorry I look the way I do. I just woke up from a nap. Lazy Sundays. I want to start off thanking the 362 followers that I have. Cool, thanks. I appreciate y'all following me. I can't believe you find me interesting, but okay, cool. I want to start off by saying shout out to a friend of mine. His name is Creek Kin. We call him Eskimo Joe. He's a Inuit whitewater kayak roller here in northern Ohio, up there by Dayton. Oh no, past Dayton. That's Columbus, up by Columbus. He's, in my opinion, one of the top, if not the top, Central American Inuit kayak whitewater roller. His knowledge, his experience. I think there's maybe one or two people, including him, in Central America that you got to go all the way out to the West Coast to find anyone, I think, that can match his skills on the water as far as different types of roles, mimicking roles that the Inuit people do, like say with a shotgun or trying to use a seal bag, rolling over, no paddle, no nothing. A really cool guy. If you're in the Ohio area and you are really looking to get into whitewater boating, rolling, things like that, you cannot go wrong with Creek Kin. I think it's 8563 Creek Kin, something like that. Probably got the numbers wrong. Sorry. You can find him if you type in Creek Kin, Kin. He's got some serious cool rolling. He's trying to teach me a little bit. I hardly know anything at all. I've just started last year, really getting into it. He's been doing it forever. I mean, this guy can. I mean, his paddle is like this freaking wide, and it goes out a little bit wider, but at the end, it's if that big, And man, he's doing rolls and stays underneath the water and paddles upside down and dude, stuff he does is just, I can't believe he's not in competition. I think a lot of times he says he's not in competition because he can't do things the way the judges would precisely tell you to do it and what they want to do or whatever. But Inuit folks, they have like a class that their children have to get out there, and you're talking freezing sub temperature, polar bear type area, and their children are rolling upside down in this stuff, and they kind of like got a huge seal skin, hoodie all the way down around their kayak and everything. Like we as Americans, we use what we want to do in our real quick roll and fast to do our things, and we don't learn the Inuit part of it, which is critical, I think, on water and learning things, because when you're in those situations of white watering, you or white water, you to have different types of rolls basically makes it where you're going to roll up. A lot of these folks that do things like combat rolling, which is what you see in regular kayaking, they'll roll and they'll do the combat, and a lot of combat rolls fail. And they try to do left or right, and you know what I mean, if something's in the way or whatever. The way Creek Kin does it, the way Eskimo Joe does it, that guy's going to come up. If he doesn't make the roll, there's something drastically went wrong with that fella. He's awesome, Eskimo Joe. He's a good dude, Creek Kin. He's good to listen. He's got his own YouTube channel. If you want to watch kayakers going down some, whitewater guys going down some cool rapids and cool areas like Virginia and things like that, and cool rock formations and all sort of stuff like that. He's a good dude to go follow. So like shout out to Creek Kin. Shout out to Playboy the Beast. Him and Killdozer was typing in on a podcast that I watched last night. Playboy, it was cool to see you and get to know you a little bit more. I know through your political beliefs and your political rapping and your diss tracks and everything, we know you a little bit. I thought it was cool. You was like, hey, we'll have guests and stuff on our podcast later. I think it was cool because it gave the fans, especially Creek Squad fans, give them a chance to know you and what you know. Like, we know your political beliefs. We know a little bit about your past and things. There's a couple of things I seen to get to know you about things about the type of drugs they did in prison and dude hanging on the bathroom and going freaking out. Things like that. It give a chance. I like you being on a podcast because us Creek Squad people, we've had a lot of people come into our lives that have backstabbed us and who we've like, oh yeah, you're cool, you're hanging with Ryan, we're gonna, we'll accept you and everything, and we don't get a chance to really get to know the people, and we accept them, but I think that's a good thing to have you get on there and people like Killdozer and things like that, and talk about the Proud Boys and what y'all done for Trump and things like that, and stuff that you guys went through over January 6th and things, and things what they're doing to you in Facebook and things like that, and how people are reacting to you and calling you a white supremacist when you're Latino, and even the leader of the Proud Boys who was Cuban American, who also a white supremacist is what they called him, and I thought it was cool to see you guys on a podcast, see you guys talking. I appreciate you guys, shouting me out on there and agreeing with some things I said. So it was really cool to see you guys and get a chance to get to know you guys. And I think the fans really need to get to know who we accept and think is cool, because like I said, we get Calhoun, and it's cool to see that you showing a different side of you and everything, and I'm glad you got your dog back too, by the way. It was cool to shout out to Killdozer and Gray, Catherine Gray, Jewel. She was on there. I thanked her for sharing your stuff and everything. When I put in Jewel at the end, it came up Jules. And it was Jewel, and then when I pushed in it's changed it to freaking Jules. I apologize. And she got a kick out of that. I thought that was funny. It's like, okay, Jules, I'll just call you Jules, Gray Jules. But it was cool to see you guys on a podcast. I just want to say, seeing you out there, Killdozer, saying, give me a salute and everything. That was kind of sweet. Seeing y'all. So I hope to see all three of you guys on a podcast. Fish Tank. I call you Fish Tank because you said your name. I look you up on Facebook, but you had a fish tank behind your head there, so I call you Fish Tank. I'm horrible with names, man. So you're gonna have to, you got to deal with it. I'm old hillbilly, you know what I mean. I get tongue tied and twisted real quick, and I'll talk about one thing and I'm really meaning another thing, and I'll change it up or whatever. So forgive me on this. I just shoot from the hip. I have no paper or any kind of anything, you know what I mean? I don't have a computer. I'm not smart with that. This is my computer. That's all I have, you know what I mean? So editing and all that junk, I just from the hip, and that's all you got, you know what I mean? That's what you get. And I usually gotta, bite my words and say, oops, let me rephrase that real quick. I messed up. So, Fish Tank, I hope to see you on there too. It'd be cool to have you three, got four guys, Killdozer, Playboy, and maybe even Ryan someday. You guys mentioned a couple other artists I'd like to get to know a little bit more about. I mean, I'm a country folk. I don't mind. I have places for gangster rap. I'm Gen X, at the tail end of Gen X, so things like NWA. I was raised up on some real old school stuff that Wu-Tang and things like that I got into and liked. I don't know what's going on with my belly these days. But it was real cool to see you guys on that podcast. So I want to say thanks for shouting me out, and I really enjoyed that. That was kind of funny to you guys talking about things, and you guys are killing me a couple times, stuff you were talking about. But it's just like me and my buddies, we'll start talking about anything. Next thing you know, we're way off of what we were supposed to be talking about. But I think that's good. It gives the fans a chance to get to know you and everything. I think that's all right. I gotta do a couple little other shout outs there. Besides people following me, I got a little fan. Her mom finally got a hold of me and gave me her name. I'm gonna make a little short for her. I told her look for the two little hearts, my little fan kind of thing. She finally got back to me. She tried to send me a thing, tell me what her name was, because I was going to give her a special shout out. And she sent it, said there's a problem, it didn't get sent or whatever. She finally got back. She's like, I'm so sorry. I was like, honey, don't worry about it. People's got real lives. They can't be on here all the time. Some people, sometimes, like a lot of my shorts, I'll make like 3-4 shorts. You know what I mean? Like in a one day, maybe tops like 3-4 hours kind of thing. Or I'll make something in an hour and I'll cut it in different directions or different ways and make other shorts out of it. Cause that way, I don't have to spend all day on the toilet, or, out back or whatever. So I didn't mind that you didn't send it or get back to me. I figured you just got busy, and that's okay. I've seen some other things. Seen Ashley's thoughts was actually holding up a little bit and doing some things, and she was doing some dressmaking, and I sent her a thing saying, hey, I'm not gonna stick around and watch you make a dress, but I just want to say, hey, how you doing or whatever. But I was like, making dresses, you could be making men's pants, and I still wasn't gonna hang around and watch that. I was doing the sewing. I don't just got nothing to do with all that. I wouldn't know. I guess I could sew my sock, but I'll just throw them away and buy me a new pair of socks. But no, it's cool to see you learn how to make a dress and whatnot. That's kind of nice. My buddy Vivid. Vilified, he went on live. I guess I missed it, and I was telling him, hey, what's going on here? Why is it all black? I don't get it. What's this thing live? I missed it, and then being stupid, I was like thinking I was on there, and I wasn't on there, and he was just like, I guess from last night or whatever. That Hick chick, she's still doing her thing. I hope that Hick chick does some more music. She's got a single out there that was pretty cool. I hope she does some more music. It'd be cool to see her become a prominent rapper, country rapper. We have so many that are just these lot lizard mud ducks that aren't real women and aren't someone I think that our children or young teenage women should be looking up to. As far as let's get drunk, have parties, and just have sex with folks. So it'd be cool to see her to make some more music if she able to make some more music. That Hick chick. Another thing I'm getting into today. Had a guy. I made a short yesterday, and it was a short about Adam Calhoun, how he's always following and like a little kid following Ryan. What are you gonna do next? Kind of thing. I guess a hater got on my thing and told me I was petty for what I was saying in my short right underneath this video. I told him, I said, well, what is petty would be a guy who gets on a rap song and boasts, hey, I made $100,000 on a t-shirt, but yet I still made my baby's mama take her clothes off for other men to pay for my teeth and my gloves. I mean, that would be petty. A man who sleeps around behind his wife's back, that would be petty. And then I said, okay, well, let's talk about somebody else. I was like, what's really be petty is someone who stabs their friends in the back or gets over on them and claims that there's something that they're not and pretends to be, something that they aren't. Or that would be kind of petty. So that guy kind of stuck in my craw a little bit. I guess he didn't like what I had to say, but what I had to say was truth. And sometimes the truth hurts, you know what I mean? Like I said, we're going to have to come to the realization that yes, we might all be on the same political spectrum. We may not be, whatever. You can still be friends with those folks that aren't on your side, that don't believe that way, that are the old school Democrats or whatever. Personally, I look at things and, like, you can do and be what you want as long as you ain't hurting little kids and women. I don't much really care what you are and what you be and what you believe, as long as you're good folks. If you're into the destruction of America, I mean, I hate U.S. government. I love our troops. I love people who fight for our freedoms and everything. But I hate U.S. government. I would never, like I always tell people, they tell you to get a second thought from a doctor. You can't trust a lawyer. Politician will always screw you over. A businessman will always make money. These are things that are just facts. I'm not going to go and look at somebody and be like, oh, you're the savior of us, and put my all into you. You're going to make mistakes, and that's the way it is. You could get us back on track and everything's, that's great, but at the same time, the devil was one of God's brightest angels. The devil was one of his most beautiful angels. And a lot of times when the devil shows up, he shows you this beautiful bright light and look how great this is and look what I can offer you here. At the same time, the devil's just, feeding you shit that looks like a 4-course meal, and really it's tainted and horrible. Now, I ain't saying that's what Trump is doing, but I am saying that when I look at folks as, what are you hiding? You know what I mean? If you're, it's like a stranger bearing gifts, you know what I mean? Like, okay, why are you so nice? Why are you know what I mean? Like, what are you hiding? If you're doing this, you're doing something on the side. That's just me as far as being distrusting. I always want to say what's on the other hand. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I picked the good stuff here, but what's going on over here? Behind our backs, and you ain't showing us. So you can do whatever you like. I'm kind of for what's going on. It would be nice to get some cheaper stuff and get some stuff back in people's pockets. So my little small business, that sounds way bigger than what it is, can get back to work. I am working, but can actually start making a living again. That would be kind of sweet. I would like that a lot. I would like, for our gas prices to get back down to 99 cents like they were. 99 cents for a gallon of gas is perfect. We need that. Vivid and Mountain Dews used to be 99 cents. Used to be $1. You know what I mean? Now they're like $2.75. I don't drink that crap anyway, but our prices need to get back down, and but they're not going to. So we're gonna have to all raise our prices, and which puts us right back in the same boat. Yeah, you think you're getting a raise, but really, with the cost of living, you're still making the same amount of money you were making 10 years ago. So the raise don't mean shit. So we're not making headway anywhere. You're not making. Oh, I got a 75% raise. They once gave me a 10-cent raise, and I looked at them. I was like, 10 cents. Like, 10 cents ain't gonna do shit for me. Like, what's a 10-cent raise? I told him, I was like, dude, keep all your raises. When you want to give me $1, then we'll talk. Like, I don't want your nickel raise. I don't want your 10-cent raise. I don't want your quarter raise. Give me $1. You know what I mean? Or don't even give me a raise, because all you're doing is just raising my tax bracket, taking more money out of my pocket. That ain't good for me. You know what I mean? It's like when you work, you put in 40 hours, you don't make nothing. But if you put in 50 hours, you make a little bit of money, right? But if you put in 52 hours, you make less money than you do when you put in 50 hours. So we was doing overtime and stuff. The bosses were hating us because we kept quitting at 50 hours. We wouldn't go to 52 hours. And that whole day, we could stay that whole day. Like, why are you leaving 2 hours early? And we told them, I was like, because if we stay 2 more hours, we'll make less money. So I'm not about to pay all my money into taxes and make less money than I would bring home at 50 hours. So yeah, I'm done at 50 hours. And of course, they did away with all overtime because they weren't happy that they weren't getting their production quota for 2 more hours, and it was like scum bums. They're all in cahoots, man. That's why I like a lot of folks tell me, why don't you take lunch when you work? And I'm like, because I don't want to be at work for another half hour longer. If I work through lunch, I go home a half hour early. I don't give you my 8 hours. You know what I mean? If I work 12 hours and I get like, two 15-minute breaks. Well, wait a minute. If I get two 15-minute breaks plus a half hour break, that's an hour longer that I got to stay at work that I'm not getting paid for to give you 8 hours. You know what I mean? So give you the 10 hours or whatever. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not trying to stay at work. And I know Roosevelt did that because they were taking advantage of us back in the day. And he came up with the 40-hour work week and the mandatory lunch breaks and stuff like that. But that was great back then. But what businesses have done, they've adopted that, and they've said, "Oh, we'll give you a paid lunch break. Okay, fine. We're gonna give you mandatory overtime, and we're gonna make you work 52 hours and not 50 hours, and you get to bring home less money, but we get more production, and it's all in cahoots, man, and it's all to screw over the American working man and women, folks, whatever. It's designed that way for a reason, and if you have the option to work for yourself or whatever, you can sort of make your own hours or whatever. It's hard life, but what I'm saying is you got to be real careful sometimes, and they don't teach you that stuff in school and things. You just sort of find that out. That you always see those teenagers at work, all week, and for the first time they get their paycheck and they say how much they get taken out in taxes. They're like, "Oh, what the?" You know what I mean? It breaks your heart. They're like, yeah, we were supposed to. We've only been paying taxes since the 50s, and we were supposed to only have it like for a summer, for 1 year kind of thing. And then they saw how much money they can get off of it, and they say it's a voluntary thing. It ain't voluntary. Everybody automatically has it taken out of their check. Trust me, if every single American couldn't pay taxes, they wouldn't. Because who the hell would? Like, don't give me some crap, dude. You need it for something or this or that. Because no, you don't. You're giving cocaine to rats and for stupid ass things. You're giving our money to Taliban and stuff like that. You're getting mansions and buying cocaine and hookers and golf outings to Hawaii every fucking week, and you're using our money, and then you're walking into the office once a month and getting paid for 30 days. It's silly. It's silly. When it comes to American government, I am like, okay, the smaller the government, the better. Let's bring their monies down. They don't need to be making that much money. They need to be making as much money as any kind of police officer. You know what I mean? That's the way I see it. I don't want them to always forever be taking care of them. You know what I mean? There's folks that we don't even know that have like security for their whole lives. And they're like, man, we don't even know you. Do you really need, you really think somebody's going to come kill you? And you're like 90 years old and you ain't been into politics forever. Like, yeah, we can get rid of y'all's stuff a little bit there. You don't need to still be making money, Pelosi. People like that, you know what I mean? So, anyway, hit on that subject. We're at 30 minutes almost already. Just rambling on. But like I said, it was cool. I just wanted to do a couple shout outs and say I seen y'all out there. I guess I'll or a hashtag, or maybe they'll see it, maybe they won't. If they don't see it, that's okay. It's cool. Some people are already friends with me and see me on there, and some people who don't. So I'm not really sure about the whole ats and hashtags. And a fellow of mine said if you make something, the right people are going to see it. They're going to see it. To me, the right people is just folks that are like me that might find what I'm saying funny. A lot of times I'm probably wrong on the things I say. It's just the way I believe. you're allowed to believe that way. Playboy and them were talking about his buddies, a Democrat and he's a Republican, and they disagree and agree, and they're still buddies. You know what I mean? You can have that. I got a buddy who was on that side, and me, I'm kind of on in the middle. You know what I mean? I'm not either side, but I'm not the middle guy either. I'm not a part of whatever category you want to label yourselves. I'm a horse of another color. I'm what happens when a coin is flipped and it lands on its edge. That's who I am. So I'm not going to go this way or that way or in the center. I'm going to go with what I see. If the way you act clearly makes me react. So if you're super cool and you're awesome, cool. I don't care if you're this or that. You know what I mean? You're cool, you're awesome, you treat people great, then I'm gonna, treat you as cool and awesome and that you're great. So, they say the center wins elections. You know what I mean? Like if you sway that center left or right, that pendulum, that's who wins. You know what I mean? It's not these people over here. It's not these people over here. It's however you sway them. But I'm not that independent kind of guy either. I'm never a label. I'm always I'm always a wild card. You know what I mean? I'm a joker if you throw me in the deck. Things like that. That's just how I've always been. I might be completely for you. You might be my buddy, 100%. You step out of line, and I don't like it. And I say, hey, wait, hold up. You don't do that. And then against some stranger, and take his side, and people be like, whoa, what the fuck? You know what I mean? So, I've always been one to step up and not like things, and I've been one to eat my own words and know to eat my own words. A lot of times I'll do things and I'll kind of dig and jab and stuff at folks, and I do it because I know that I'm going to end up eating my words, and then when I do, I laugh. I think it's funny. Knowing that I don't really believe what I'm doing or saying or nothing. I'm just doing it to be funny. And then, of course, when I tip over and then it's like, see, I told you should have been running your mouth. And I just laugh because, I knew I shouldn't have been. I was just messing around. But anyway, I think I'm done babbling. I think I can get off this thing. 27 minutes. I told you, 30-minute shit. 30-minute thoughts on the toilets. I think the next short I'm going to do will be dedicated to my little fan. And then I've been looking for a wig. I know one of my shorts I said I got to find a woman's wig and I got to cut it out. It's got to look right in order for me to do that short on that dude. I even said I was going to speak up about him, and then he threw out a diss, and then right after I said that, I'm like, oh shit, I guess I'm going to have to do me short then, ain't I? Not that my opinion matters. I'm just a fan. Just a fan. Allowed to have my opinion on things. I'm certainly not a follower. You're not going to tell me that you're a rebel and you follow everyone. That's not a rebel, Mr. Calhoun. It's not about Confederate. The song ain't about Confederate rebels. And yet in the song he's got a Confederate rebel flag behind his head. And I'll get on my land and I'll hunt and I'll shoot and you can't hunt and shoot, and at least not supposed to. If you're, I'm Mr. Patriotic and, I love America, then you have to be patriotic and love America for its rules and regulations and abide by them. To follow everyone is not rebelling. Rebelling, that is not what rebels are. It's just not. So, he's kind of silly. But anyway, I'm going to get off here. 30 minutes is the time. That's a long time for people out there. 5 minutes, people tend to tune out. So if you do watch all my videos, I do appreciate you watching my videos. I tell people, watch my shorts. My videos is just me talking. But, it gives you a chance to see who I am. And you can either decide to stick around and decide not to. Those of you who have stuck around, thanks for finding me interesting, I guess. You know what I mean? I don't think I'm that interesting, but just showing my opinion on all this stuff. And I don't know if I'm gonna start doing a reaction with the headphones and everything. I like those watching those first reacting podcasts or whatever they are channels. I think it's kind of cool. You see some people who've never heard like country or rap before, and you see their reactions to things, and you see them starting to be like, "Oh yeah, oh cool," you know. Like it's really cool sometimes to see folks see Elvis's song "The Ghetto" and see, oh wow, he really knew about the ghetto. Like you know what I mean? Like to see them react to it, I like that. It's kind of neat. I like to do something like that maybe, but like I said, I don't do computers and stuff like that. So editing and all that junk, I ain't got time. I'm an outdoors guy. When I got time, I'd rather be out kayak fishing, completing river systems. Um, I like to do that. Like I said, I just got into white watering. I haven't hunted in 2 years. Oh no, 3 years. Whoa. So yeah, next year I think I'm gonna get back into hunting. Which I was a huge hunter, and then I started kayaking, and I sort of took over. And then I started whitewater, and I was like, oh, I can complete river systems and catch fish all the way down and camp. Oh wow! So I started doing that. It was like it's a lot easier than dragging a deer through the woods, you know. Let me drag this kayak with some wheels on it. It's a little bit more easy. But I like to get back into hunting again, hunting dove and deer and things like that. I really love that. Pheasant, chukars, quail. I do all that. And then camping and everything. So I'm an outdoors guy. Hiking. I haven't hiked in a minute because I started kayaking. I like to get back into that too. It's just so many hobbies, so much money, so much time you got to work, and you can't do everything. And then now here I'm doing this, so picking up one more thing. But 31 minutes, I'm gonna get out of here on this one. And but thanks you guys for following me. Thanks for mentioning me and thumbs up me and liking my stuff, and thanks for your hate. Don't be afraid if you guys hear me say something that you disagree with, strike up a conversation with me, man. I'll talk about it, and if you don't agree with it, that's cool too. You know what I mean? It's cool to talk about. I'd love to hear your all's opinion about it. I'm not the kind of person that's going to get all upset just because you disagree with me. I would like to hear your side and see why you disagree with me. Or we can just agree to disagree. It doesn't mean we can't still be friends or like each other's pages. I try to follow everybody that follows me or subscribe to their channels. Some of these channels are just, I don't know if they're fake channels. I know like people who are, with me, if I was famous or well known or whatever, I would make a channel that I could, a fake channel that's not me, so I could go and look at things and not have the harassment of everybody going, oh, it's you, it's you, it's you. Me, I am me. I'm right down here. That's my name. That's on everything. I was told not to mingle your Facebook with your YouTube persona. Somebody told me, hey, you shouldn't put your name on that. You should have a little thing back here. It tells you thoughts from the toilet. You should have, and I'm just like, look, I am me, and I don't put people down and have that fake name, but I'm not gonna come up with, oh, I'm gonna call myself A Cal. I'm not gonna be that. People used to call me bush hugging hillbilly. A lot of folks called me Hillbilly Rob, and some folks when I was younger called me Robbity Bobbity, and all these little things, or Big Rob, don't fuck with Big Rob, things like that, because not that I was tough or anything, they just knew that when I got my mind on something, it's pretty much you're in the wrong. One fella told me, he said, I know Rob my whole life, and if he got mad and beat you up, you deserved it. I was like, no man, don't say that. Like I am not like some tough guy or nothing. Like I'm just, the dude was in the wrong. But I don't know. I'm me, and I'll always be me. So my name's there. That's who I am, and I don't need to have a thing. Not that I don't mind. People like BX the Beast, Industry Exposed. Those are two of the same entities, to the same guy. And I didn't know that he had two of those things. And I found his music on BX the Beast, and his Industry Exposed thing, it was two different things. And I was like, oh wow, like I got on this, I didn't know it. And I seen a lot of his stuff, and got to find his music again, which is awesome, because I was like, man, I was like, that one song, Bobby Brown was a pretty good one, and Solomon Grundy's a pretty good one. He's got a couple others I like too that I found on the BX the Beast mode channel that he's got. So but no, anyway, just shouting out to everybody who's following me and everything, and I'll see y'all later. May whatever God you believe in bless, or gods bless you. And if you don't believe in any gods, may whatever great good thing in the world that makes things happen for you continue to make things happen for you, and help you guys out during this time of woe of ours. So I like to say see ya, and I think the next thing I should be putting out is a short, hopefully sometime this week. I think I have some time coming up. I got to put in a toilet and a vanity tomorrow. Hopefully I can get it done by tomorrow. I don't run into a problem with a flange or something. And then maybe I'll have some time on Tuesday. I know Wednesday I have some cabinet doors coming in that I have to fit and cut and paint on a kitchen that I've been remodeling. I did the backsplash, I did the hood, and now we're changing the cabinets because the folks just couldn't afford new cabinets and everything. So I kind of cut them a deal, and we went from off-white to a gray. So it's really looking good. I made a reel for them on my Facebook page. I had to get rid of it because now we changed the cabinets. I was like, I want to get the whole into one shot, so I had to change that out and everything. So it's looking pretty good. But that starts Wednesday, so I'll be pretty busy from that. So I'm hoping maybe I can get the short done on Tuesday for my little fam, and I'll go from there, and give her a shout out. You know what I mean? She really liked me chasing the toilet paper around everywhere. So I think that was kind of sweet to make her laugh. I love making kids laugh. You know what I mean? Their laugh is like it's addictive. To hear their chuckles and them going, I think that's just the coolest thing, you know what I mean? So, to that's what I think a lot of you guys need to do. This is going to be long. I think a lot of you guys that are out there that have platforms and things, you don't ever see that things like I think maybe Catfish Cooley might have. It's good to see he's coming back to comedy. I like that. I know he was doing that. A fighting ring thing, so it'd be cool to see Catfish coming back to comedy again. That's gonna be kind of sweet. I loved his comedy, but if you have that sort of persona and everything, and this lady told me like, hey, my kid's seen you, she thinks you're funny, and I give her a little shout out, mention her name, like that's something like I think like maybe you guys do and I don't see it, but for you to take the time and I know you guys say, hey, Creek Squad, like Ryan Upchurch does it, like, hey, thank you, Creek Squad, and blah, 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 and thanking the fans and stuff. But to single out a certain fan is really cool and neat. It makes them feel good, and to a child that thinks you're great and you say, oh, hey, Ava or whoever, the kid's name, right, and say, hi, little buddy, or whatever on here. Like, that's cool, because then they're like, oh, cool, like this person, like Ashley Thoughts. Ashley Thoughts said that this guy made a diss about her, and she got on there and said that this song, and she got on there and it's like, oh, thank you, and he's like, wow, he's like, I'm glad you took it with such, grace, and she's like, no, she's like, my kid thinks I'm cool, because people are mentioning me, and that's cool, because it makes that kid think that wow, like you're somebody in America somewhere many miles away, singling you out and saying, hey, how you doing, and nice to see you, here's a special skit for you, and that's kind of cool, that have that power here. I think is a really it's a blessing. I think that's a real blessing that a lot of us are not understanding. We take the time to diss each other. We take the time to to troll each other in good fun and everything. Kind of like buddies do. Buddies rag each other real hard, but to take the time to single out fans and thank the fans and make them laugh and say hi and stuff. I like that about this. That really kept me wanting to make more funny stuff because you know what I mean. That makes them feel good. You know what I mean. Like maybe I'm not anybody for anybody to look up to, but because I've made mistakes too, but you never know who influences you as a kid. Like you see that guy on a motorcycle going by, and then you grew up wanting to ride motorcycles, or dirt bikes or whatever. You see that one guy that had a really cool black jacket. Now you got a black jacket as an older person. You know what I mean? And I'm so happy I'm not wearing sparkly white gloves. We went through our Michael Jackson phases when we were younger, folks. Admit it. Don't lie. I might have been country when country wasn't cool, but everybody had to have the Michael Jackson red jacket with the sparkly glove. I never had the sparkly glove, but I did have the Michael Jackson jacket. Actually, my brother got the cool red jacket. I got the black jacket. I didn't like the black jacket as much as I did the red jacket because, that was the Just Eat It song or Beat It song jacket. So anyway, but I think it's cool to be able to make children feel special like that and say hi to them and everything. And oh shit, I went 41 minutes. All right, see you. Bye. This is the end of it. I'll talk to y'all later. See you.